Hello, this is Dr. David Billstrom, the medical director of the International Autoimmune Institute, and we're talking about cortisol. Now, cortisol gets stuck in the fight or flight mode. We start getting problem after problem after problem. Your body is so smart. What happens is your body tries to compensate. So DHEA, another hormone made by the adrenal glands, level goes way up to try to keep you going even though you don't feel your best. Well, you may have a lot of pain and you're fatigued and you feel weak and you got weight gain and menstrual stuff and you got these headaches and migraines and brain fog. You need to keep going. You need to get out of bed. You got to put your pants on. You got to take care of the kids. You got to go to work. You got to do whatever you got to do, go to school. So DHEA goes up to try to keep you going even though you don't feel your very best. Far from your very best. So DHEA, as all the hormones are, whether it's thyroid or cortisol, the sex hormones, DHEA and all that, they're all great anti-inflammatories. They keep away inflammation. So DHEA, for example, is as powerful as the NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications like Motrins and Advils and those kind of things, naproxens, at keeping away joint pain. DHEA is really great at keeping bones strong, brains healthy, keeps away heart attacks and strokes, all this kind of stuff. So it goes up to keep you going. Now, if you can't fix the cortisol and the DHEA is up too long, well, eventually DHEA crashes. And so when you check DHEA levels on people, if their DHEA is high, you say, oh, good, your body's still compensating. You know, this could be a little easier to fix this. When you crash your cortisol, you go, oh my gosh, that is not good. And what happens to the person that's running from the bear 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? I don't feel very good. You know, I got to get better. I know I can feel better. I suppose I could feel worse. Well, then it's almost like the rug gets pulled out right from underneath them as they're running from the bear, and down they crash, and they crash their cortisol. So rather than cortisol being too high, now it's too low. So rather than being hypercortisolism, now they're hypocortisolism. And that is even worse. When you crash your cortisol, or when cortisol levels tend to get real flatline, rather than the highest to lowest we talked about in the previous video, get flatline where your cortisol is about the same level all day long, high, all day long, low. That's a ticking time bomb for even worse things. Heart attacks, strokes, cancer, diabetes. So when that cortisol crashes and you can identify it, you do not want people to be there very long because it is a ticking time bomb for these even worse things than they already have, and including that DHEA crashing that starts the crash of the cortisol is part of this, because low DHEA levels are more predictive of your risk of getting a heart attack and stroke than even if you had full-blown diabetes. And we know full-blown diabetes is just an absolute mess, and everything goes, well, being low in DHEA is even worse if you want to keep away heart attacks and strokes. Next video, we're going to talk about why, though the body may do this, it might force a hypercortisol state down to hypocortisol state, hyper to hypo, as a last-ditch effort for the brain to save itself. Thank you.